welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and this is Stitched Up. So today's vlog is going to be a really quick one because I thought I would show you what I've made for the So Frugal 24 challenge. Yes, it is the reveal day today and I have got two things made, one of which I am wearing, and I wanted to tell you all about them. We'll start with the challenge. So as you probably know, the So Frugal 24 challenge is hosted by lovely Ruan from the Yorkshire Sew Girl and Sam, who is also very lovely, who is Frugalissima. And they run this challenge throughout the month of March every year. It's been going for 4 years now. And the premise of the challenge is to make something frugally. It has to be a garment. You can't purchase anything apart from maybe a bit of thread if you need the right colour or something. But essentially you have to find a pattern that is completely free to anyone and use fabric either in your stash or that somebody's gifted you or anything like that. But you can't go out and buy something specific for your project. And then you post your makes on the 31st of March, of which is today, over on Instagram. Tag Ruan and Sam and the So Frugal Challenge 24, no, the So Frugal 24 hashtag, and you might win a prize. And there are lots of lovely prizes up for grabs. So I have got my garments made. I've made one thing for myself, which is this lovely top that I'm wearing, and also a little something for Layla, my granddaughter. So I will start with what I'm wearing. This is the Basalie top by Tiana's Closet. Now, Tiana's Closet has some paid for patterns on Etsy, but also if you go to her website, she does quite often lots of free patterns and they're all in quite a decent size range as well. I talked a little bit about this pattern on my vlog for the Vlogator for the So Frugal challenge, so I'm not going to go into lots of detail about the pattern sizes and all that kind of thing. I just thought I would share my experience of making this top with you. So the Basalie top is a free pattern on the Tiana's Closet website, and I printed out this pattern at home. And one of the tips I heard from somebody else on the Vlogator that talked about Tiana's Closet was that because her patterns are layered PDFs, to make sure you only print out the size that you need and not the whole lot, because unfortunately the different pattern sizes are all solid lines, so it's really difficult if you don't print out just your size to actually see which is your size as opposed to all the other sizes, because they all look the same. I heeded that advice and I looked at the measurements to see what size I fit into, and I came out at the size medium to large. So I think I cut out the size large, and yeah, I just removed all the other sizes on the PDF before I printed it out, and it made it easy for me. So when you print out the PDF from Tiana's Closet, you get a cutting line and a stitching line. So again, that just adds to the confusion if you are printing out all the sizes. So I'm really glad I did that. Anyway, it made it really straightforward and easy. The instructions, I would say, I'm going to insert some pictures of me wearing this top and a little video that I took as well in the garden because we had some sunshine, which was amazing. But yeah, I would say that the instructions are fairly brief. What she does tell you with this, well, let me tell you a bit more about this top first while you're looking at the pictures. So it's got a yoke at the front and then a yoke at the back. It's got these gorgeous flutter sleeves and it's got gathering into the yoke, both front and back, and it's designed to slip on over your head. But what she does is she tells you to leave 2 inches at the top of the back neck, so that you can then add a tie. So she doesn't tell you how to make the ties. She says you can just finish the neck with bias binding and keep them a bit longer to use as ties. And she also has a version where the full garment, the full top, is fully lined as well. Now, I sort of went a little bit off-piste with it, I guess, because I wanted to have the yoke lined or faced, should I say. So the yoke is faced, but I didn't want the full blouse line. So I didn't want 2 layers of the blouse, which is what she was telling you to do with this top. I just felt that that would probably be a bit too much for me. I felt that having the full blouse lined would just be a little bit too much fabric for me, because there's lots of floatiness in this and drapiness, etc., because I've used this gorgeous viscose. So I decided to just line the yoke and not the bodice part, and it took a little bit of working out just because of the way it's constructed, because obviously it's got this little keyhole detail at the back with a tie that I just made 2 sort of rouleau loops. I do think 2 inches doesn't quite look right. I don't know if you can see. Where is it? So yeah, literally I can just get my finger in there because it's such a small gap, and to be honest, I can get this on and off over my head without undoing the tie at the back, so I'm not sure it's actually even needed. Yeah, so that seems a bit weird. I think the gap at the back for the back neck either needs to be longer or you just need to omit it altogether. So I think when I make this again, because it is a resounding yes, I will definitely make this top again, I will probably just scoop out this neckline just a little bit, maybe by about, I don't know, half an inch, I guess, just out, you know, away from the neck, half an inch either side maybe, and then just scoop down just a little bit all the way round, and then that will keep the neckline opening a little bit bigger so that I can get it on and off easier. And then I will cut the back yokes on the fold as I have done the front, and then it literally will be a straightforward on and off over my head situation, and it will work really well. So the sleeves I absolutely love. If I stand up and show you, you can see it's got these huge flutter sleeves, and they're so voluminous and pretty. I really like it. I've just got it tucked into my jeans, and it's gorgeous. This fabric, if I bring it a bit closer to show you, so I've used this beautiful viscose with gold lurex bits in that I got from Simple Life Fabrics. It's a lightweight viscose, but it is so drapey and soft. It's really lovely. One of the mistakes I will tell you though, if you are going to use this kind of fabric with the lurex in, so I have faced it. I've done the double yoke as I've just explained, but I faced it with the self fabric, and I didn't think that actually the lurex directly on my skin is actually quite itchy and irritating. It's fine on the main fabric when I haven't faced it, because obviously it's not scratchy on the underside, but because I've got this directly facing my neck, I don't know if you can see, it's maybe just getting a little bit irritated. Yeah, that was a bad idea, I will say. So I think if I use this type of fabric again with any sort of metallic lurex in it, I wouldn't have that directly on my skin as the facing, and I would probably line it with just a plain viscose or something instead. I think that would have been better, but otherwise I think it's a great pattern. The instructions are fine. I'm experienced enough now that I can go off piste a little bit with these kinds of patterns, but I think if you are a beginner and you like the hand-holdy type instructions, then you probably should avoid these patterns, I think, and choose something, maybe a paid for pattern that's going to have really good instructions and guide you through it step by step. There were no photos with the instructions for this. It literally was a list of, this is what you need to do to put this together. So they do, I think she does expect that you already know how to make clothes when you tackle one of these free patterns of hers. But sizing wise, as I say, it fits me great. I've got plenty of room in it. It's just beautiful. I really love it, and I definitely want to make this again. I can see me wearing this kind of top lots throughout the summer because it's lightweight and breezy, but also, you know, I've got it on with a little vest. Yeah, I've got a vest on underneath this today, and I've just been out with Piper walking him and felt really quite warm enough, to be honest. And I'm a person that's always cold. So yeah, I really like it. I'm really happy with it. And I'm so pleased that I have finally got around to trying one of these free patterns. I'll definitely try some more of hers. I know that I mentioned a couple, I think, in my vlog as part of the vlogger tour. So I would definitely recommend it if you have a bit of experience under your belt and you want to have a go at one of these free patterns. So yeah, highly recommend it. I'm now going to be looking for more fabric in my stash of the shorter lengths. I think this probably took about 1.5 meters maximum, something like that. So I know that I've got some shorter lengths of viscose in my fabric stash that I could probably use for this kind of top, and I would get lots of wear out of it. I think you can make it with lighter weight sort of lawns as well, cotton lawns, viscose lawns, I would say. Maybe some lightweight linens, you would be able to make it. It would look slightly different as to what it looks now, but yeah, I would definitely attempt it in those kind of fabrics as well. And yes, absolutely love it. So that's my first Frugal make for March. The second one is this pattern that I made for Layla, which is the Belle dress by Easily Made Patterns. Now this pattern is only free in the month of March. Easily Made Patterns, if you sign up to her newsletter, she lets you know every month which pattern on her website she is giving for free, which is really awesome. So for March, which coincided with this challenge, it was the Belle dress. And this is a pattern, I think it's up to about 6 years. And this is my little version here. So what you've got is you've got this gorgeous little flounce around the neckline. It's sleeveless. So you've got little bias bound armholes here. And then you've got a little bodice with a skirt that is gathered into it. It's the same front and back. And yeah, it's got elastic in the neckline. It doesn't have any elastic in the waist. Made in Jersey. And I made the size 9 to 12 months because Layla's quite small, or petite, should we say. She's quite petite, as I've explained before. So this, I think, will fit her quite nicely coming into spring. This fabric is a cotton jersey that, again, I got from Simple Life Fabrics. And I've done a really deep hem on it because I'd made this as the pattern size suggested, but looking at how long it was going to be, I knew it was going to be far too long. But at least then there's plenty of skirt still available, so she can let it down as she grows, and hopefully she'll still get a lot more wear out of it. Now, I double faced the flounce because I always like to do that. The pattern actually doesn't tell you to do that. It tells you to just turn it under, either do like a narrow hem or turn it under twice and edge stitch it. And I did a double faced flounce, and in hindsight I would not recommend you do that with this pattern. And the reason why is because when you put the flounce on, you turn over the top twice to create the casing for the elastic to go in. And because I've double faced it, that means I have got a lot of bulk that's created the facing. I have got it to work, but I'm a little bit worried that this is going to be, you know, really quite thick around Layla's neck. And yeah, in hindsight, I wouldn't have done that. I think maybe the other thing you could probably do is, instead, if you want to still double face it, and if I did this again, I would, instead of turning over the neckline at the top to create the casing, I would use some jersey bias binding and attach that to the raw edge and then flip that over. Then you've just got you haven't got as much bulk. I think that would probably work. But otherwise, I enjoyed putting this together. It was fairly straightforward, to be honest. The instructions were good. The printout was fine. Again, it's a layered PDF, so you only print out the size that you need if that's what you want to do. And yeah, it was a straightforward little make. And I think she's just going to look gorgeous with her red hair in these colours. I think she's just going to look super sweet. If I do manage to get a photo of Layla wearing this, because I'm taking it with me tomorrow. When I say that, because I know I've told you it's the 31st of March, but I'm actually filming this on the Friday because we're going to see her tomorrow. So I'm going to take this down and try it on her but when you're watching this, it will be the 31st. So I'm going to try it on her, and if I manage to get a picture of her in it, a fairly nice one, I will insert it here so you can see. Obviously, if it doesn't fit, I won't. And I'll be making another one. So yeah, they are my Frugal makes for March this year, and I am really looking forward to seeing everybody's makes under the hashtag on, well, today as you're watching it, but on Sunday as I'm filming it. I'm really looking forward to it because it's always really interesting just to see people's takes on some of the free patterns, and also to just see what else is out there in the world wide web of free sewing patterns. So I'm going to leave it there, guys, because I said this was going to be short and we're 15 minutes in already because I can't stop waffling. But I hope you've enjoyed looking at what I made for the Sew Frugal challenge. Let me know if you took part as well. I'd love to hear about what you made, and yeah, I will be back with you really soon. Take care. Bye.